You know, there's a saying in the modern world, and it goes like this. Time heals all wounds. Now, I don't know if I just didn't wait enough time, but it's been about 2 to 3 days since chapter 231 of Eden Zero dropped, and I'm still hurt, bro. Let me tell you. Mashima, why did you do what you did to my man's Drakken Joe? You ruined one of, if not the greatest villain in the entire series. And that's not like hyperbole. I'm not joking around. He is ruined. His former self is no more. He's like a complete and total joke, and I hate the change that was made to him. I was so looking forward to see the ruthlessness of Drakken Joe again after so long. We haven't seen this dude since chapter 99. Okay, when Belial Gore first ended. We haven't seen him since then, so I was so ready for a round 2 when it comes to the brutality and the lethality and the absolute epicness of Drakken Joe. But when I finally see him again, and we got snippets of that initially when we first got reintroduced to Drakken Joe, but when Drakken Joe finally meets Shiki, it's like, I don't know, bro, like a Saturday morning cartoon for a bit. It's just wacky, corny stuff for like the first couple of pages, not even the first couple of pages, for like page after page after page after page after page. We get some slight reminiscing moments of like OG Drakken Joe where he's basically telling Shiki how the world works, and there's some snippets of like, oh bro, I sort of remember this character, but he's not the same character that I remember, and that's what I hate. He's been changed, and I didn't want that, bro. If Hiro Mashima was going to make any change for Drakken Joe, I would have wanted him to go in the opposite direction and made him even more of a menace, but that just didn't happen. Drakken is now like friends with Shiki, which was my fear. He didn't explicitly say that he is friends with Shiki, okay? That's not... He didn't say it bar for bar, word for word. He didn't say that, but we all know what's going to happen, okay? Drakken sort of kind of gave Shiki the cold shoulder after Shiki told him that the chronophage was on the way, and now Drakken's going to evacuate his entire planet, Belial Gore, and then he's gonna be like a hero or whatever, and then he's gonna come back in like the final arc or before the final arc, and he's gonna team up with Shiki and be like, hey, you saved the planet that I was on. You saved me, technically, because I wouldn't have known that the chronophage was on the way, so here I am to help out, and we're good old friends. I could never let my friend go through this, and blah 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 blah. Like, I'm just so mad, bro. And I knew about this because I had reacted to the chapter on a live stream, and like I said, it's been 2 or 3 days since then, or since that moment, since then, and I'm still upset about this. Because Eden Zero, let's be honest, the series doesn't have many, like, standout villains. It has some good bad guys, you know, Madame Kurenai, Dr. Muller, but when we're talking about pinnacle, when we're talking about stand out, stand above the rest, there's really just 3. Okay, let's be completely honest here. Let's just put it all out there. There's really about 3 villains that are goated in Eden Zero. And that's Drakken Joe, Shura, and Ziggy, slash technically the Eden's one, since the evil version of Ziggy is really just the Eden's one. But those are the 3. And now it's down to 2, okay? And this, bro, after what I saw in chapter 231, I'm worried for Shura, okay? I'm worried. I'm hoping that that dude is still an absolute monster. And from everything that's kind of being said about Shura, that seems to be the case, but I can't trust what's been said, bro. My heart is broken. You took one of the most ruthless characters in this series and you had him joking around with Shiki, joking around with Nero, talking about, oh, you're an old man, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually just an animal killer now. I wasn't sucking the life from humans. I was sucking the life from animals. Oh, that makes me so much... Like, I hate it. I hate it, bro. It's one of the worst changes I've ever seen in my entire life when it comes to this series. And it really wasn't necessary, okay? I don't think there was really anybody that was raring and hoping for Drakken to get changed so that this arc could be more different or could just go in like a wild new direction. I don't think really anybody was hoping for that. We were all kind of just excited to see Shiki versus Drakken again. I know we already got that, but to see a more experienced and more trained Shiki up against a really epic version of Drakken Joe. That's what we were all hoping for, because when Shiki initially fought Drakken Joe, he just straight up got washed, okay? The only reason that Shiki won the fight was because Drakken got messed with his whole, like, life absorption machine, and he got turned into that big monster, and he was actually weaker in that state than he was when he was normal Drakken Joe, or overdrive Drakken Joe. So that's the only reason why Shiki won the fight. I mean, that plus overdrive. So I was very, very much looking forward to seeing Shiki more experienced, with more battles under his belt, with more power going up against Drakken Joe for a round 2, and it really just being a one-on-one. That's what I wanted to see, and that's what I feel like many, many people wanted to see. But no, we don't get the fight, we get talk no jutsu. Mashima Naruto'd it, okay? He Naruto'd it. Instead of getting a super sick, amazing, awesome fight, the fight of the ages, we get a sit down and a talk. We get to talk about our feelings, we get to hold hands, we get to talk about the past, you actually wanted friends, and on and on. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. And it's not like... I can hate the change, but I can also see sort of kind of where Hiro Mashima is coming from when it comes to this change. And what I mean by that is, like, I can't hate on this change and say that it doesn't make any sense. I can hate on it, absolutely I can. But there are pieces of the story that we had prior to coming to this new universe that lend to Drakken sort of kind of being changed in a way. Hiro Mashima still had to do like some actual effery, is what we'll call it, to Drakken's actual character to make it make more sense, but there were some hints and nuggets from past Drakken that could sort of justify just the tiniest bit of what was happening, or what is happening in Universe Zero. But just the tiniest bit, bro. There's no way OG Drakken, though, would be all for this. The only way that Drakken Joe would be for allying with Shiki is if we went with the scenario that I had brought up numerous times before, okay? Drakken needs to team up with Shiki because he is a businessman and he needs humans to give him money, and if the Eden's One wants to eliminate all humans, then the only right course of action is to team up with a strong ally to take out this big threat. That's what really should have happened here, in my humble opinion, dude. This change, it's character assassination in a way. I know I'm throwing out very aggressive terms, like character assassination is a very, like, aggressive accusation, but I feel like it's the right one, because this is not the Drakken that I know, this is not the Drakken that I remember. And Starfire Nox, Rebecca's mother, said that there were going to be changes in this universe that were going to benefit them and that were going to be heavily against them. And while this change is heavily for the crew because they have a very strong ally in terms of Drakken Joe, it is very much against me, somebody that really, really liked this character. He was probably my favorite antagonist within the series. Shura is very much up there. It's kind of a toss back and forth sometimes, but for a while there, I did have him as, like, my favorite antagonist in the series because he was just so cold. Like, all of the lethality, and all of the aggression, and all of the suave, like, everything that I knew Drakken for is just gone, and that's the most upsetting thing. I've said this before in this video probably numerous times, but I'm just going in rant mode. Like, this isn't Drakken. That's the thing that irks me the most, is that this isn't Drakken Joe. And I said this before as well, it makes me nervous for the future characters and the future villains that we are going to see. What is going to happen with Shura? Is he going to be a good guy? Are all of the villains just going to be good guys? Is that what's gonna happen? And then all of them just team up against the Eden's One? And then the Eden's One becomes a good guy too, and we all just hold hands to go see Mother and get our wishes? Like, what are we doing? What's going on? My only hope is that Shura is still a menace. That's my hope. That's my only hope. That's all I have left, okay? That's it. That's all Hero has left me with, is the hope that Shura is still the menace that I need him to be, okay? I need him to be a monster. I'm sick and tired of this lovey-dovey, typical shonen crap, bro. Bring back the edge. Let's just kill Witch again. Let's kill her off. That's a bit of an extreme, by the way. And speaking of killing off characters, there is another thing that went down in this chapter that I want to talk about. Homura is still, like, not getting her memories back. Like, she's the only one of the crew that's with them at the moment that hasn't gotten their memories back, and it's very interesting. I think it's like a traumatic thing, maybe, because we learned that Valkyrie might be dead in this universe, and I was kind of hoping that maybe she was alive. I was actually kind of on the fence, but I'm more leaning to wanting her being alive in this universe, because I think that would make things more interesting. So she may be alive, she may be dead, and I think Homura's just going through like a whole extended traumatic episode type of thing. But we'll see what's up with her in later chapters, and golly, bro. I'm gonna just need some, I'm gonna need some F's in chat from my boy Drakken Joe, bro. May he rest in peace. His memory will always be something that we will hold on to. Of OG Drakken Joe. Not this big, I can't say it. Not this big old. We will remember OG Drakken, dude. That's what we will remember. We will remember his legacy. How he shot Shiki in the face. Oh yeah, and speaking of legacies, bro, it's wild that even like Fi is kind of on the good side as well. Remember when Fi chopped off Weiss's arm and shot old man Sabir in the face? Like, but hey, it's a new universe, bro. I guess it's a new universe. Everything's different. Everybody's an ally. I guess, bro. But anyways, I believe that's going to do it for this video, so thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below, how do you feel about this chapter? Are you in agreement with me, or are you just like, bro, you tripping? This is a great change. I love Drakken Joe just being one of the Care Bears, bro. He's epic now. He's epic now. Just let me know down below. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!